Hundreds of complaints have been lodged with the Victorian ombudsman from residents of Melbourne's public housing towers, with many reporting ongoing distress after last month's hard lockdown to contain the spread of COVID-19. An investigation is underway by the Victorian ombudsman over the 2-week enforced shut-in, some residents saying they're continuing to suffer in overcrowded conditions.
Paramedics and COVID testing staff on site at the Housing Commission flats in North Melbourne, a month after the towers became the epicentre of the pandemic. Achol Aluier contracted the virus in the first wave. With 7 people living in her 3-bedroom flat, there was no way to contain the spread.
The house too small and we can't isolate. And that's why we got it, all of us.
She's now desperate for a bigger place.
They actually told us that you have to wait 10 years to get the house, and we have been waiting for more than that.
5 of Mary Adjuet's 8 children live in her 3-bedroom flat. 2 have asthma. She says it took days for health authorities to contact her after they were diagnosed, leaving her traumatised. Advocates say the pandemic has put a spotlight on a public housing crisis.
Revealed the cracks that were already there that we could ignore before they became absolutely dire.
Health and welfare figures released this month show almost 800,000 people live in social or public housing. 5% are living in accommodations too small for their families, while almost 150,000 remain on the wait list. About 150 complaints have been made to the Victorian ombudsman about the treatment of public housing tower residents during last month's hard lockdown and the continued distress many are still feeling. With over 3 weeks left of stage 4 restrictions, some say they're not sure how they'll cope.
I feel like we're in prison, and I feel bad for my kids because I can't take them outside.
Lucy Lueth is scared her kids will contract the virus. The worst affected towers reporting 1/3 of residents infected or exposed to COVID-19. Housing experts say Australia's pandemic recovery must include public housing reforms.
We haven't had a coordinated, large-scale housing strategy in Australia, a national housing policy, since last century.
A Victorian government spokesperson says we're working with public housing tenants and the housing sector to address any overcrowding issues on our estates. The Department of Health says it's scaling up regular phone contact with residents, with many suffering under stage 4 restrictions. Abby Dinham, SBS World News.